The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Miss Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
I ain't picking up no cake smell. Ain't you started baking the cake yet?
Amos, when Kate went away, she put me in complete charge of this kitchen. Now stop trying to confuse me.
Grandpa, leave Florrie be and just stay out of her way.
Did you call everybody, Luke?
Yeah, I called them. They'll all be here tonight. Now, try to simmer down. It's only Cousin Claude that's coming to visit. It ain't the Queen of England.
Well, only Cousin Claude, as you put it, just so happens to be the #1 brightest McCoy of all of us. And I want everything to be perfect for him.
Well, now, just how do you figure that he's the brightest McCoy?
He's done everything. He's been a sailor, a railroad man, a miner, a surveyor.
A salesman, a carpenter, a tool maker, a mechanic, a truck driver, and now he's an oil man.
Well, now, if that ain't a success story, I don't know what is.
Success story. Me, just a shiftless wanderer that can't hold a job.
Oh, that can't be true, Luke. It's the town taxi.
Yeah, that'd be Cousin Claude. First class all the way, whether he can afford it or not.
Uncle Amos! Well, if you ain't a sight to show around.
Oh, by golly, it's good to see you, Amos. 5 years ain't changed you hardly none at all. Oh, you're putting on a little bay window there.
You just got it there for conversation, please. Take it off any time I want.
Oh, I'll bet.
Hey, look, here's Claude. Don't he look great?
Well,
Howdy, Claude.
Luke, it's been a long time, boy.
Well, you sure have been around a lot since the last time we seen you.
He sure has. Well, Claude never wanted to leave grass growing under his feet.
You can say that again, Amos.
Oh, Claude. Luke.
I tell you, Amos, that Luke is getting to favor you more and more year by year.
That's what they say. Come on in the house, Claude.
Oh, thank you.
Sure nice to have you here, Claude.
Oh, by golly, it's good to be here, Uncle Amos.
Well, by jingles. You still got the gold piece I done give your pa.
I sure have.
I remember the day I give it to him. I said, Leland, don't you never spend this less than your life depends on it.
Them's was his very words to me, Uncle Amos.
Yes?
Oh, I want to show you something. A pair of deuces, a poker face, and my lucky gold coin won this for me.
What is it?
It's a oil lease on a piece of land in Nevada.
You gonna drill for oil on it?
Well, I'll say I am. This is the kind of thing you wait for. Thing like this only comes along once in a lifetime.
Oil. Wouldn't that be something to get a hold on?
This here's a map of that whole area. I'll show you. Now, my lease is right there.
Yeah. See, that's a nice piece of land, ain't it? Leastwise on paper.
Ross Petroleum, they brung in a big one up here. And right down here, the Fowler Walsh Company brought in the biggest gusher in the state of Nevada.
And yours right in betwixt the two?
Right smack dab in the middle.
Well, I hope they left some drippers for you.
Drippers? Well, now, look, Amos, you know I was never one to exaggerate.
That's right, Claude. You never was, no.
All right, according to them geologist fellas, they say that the rock strata shows a well drilled on my place could bring in as much as 700 or 800 barrels a day.
700 or 800 barrels.
Woo!
How much money did you say he was going to need, Claude?
Oh, only a few thousand more.
Just a few thousand.
It ain't going to be hard to get neither. There's lots of ready money up there in San Francisco.
Yeah. Well, you know, Claude, it just ain't necessary that money has to blow from the north now, is it?
What do you mean, Amos?
Well, I thought maybe we might be able to latch on to some right around here.
Oh, well, I'll admit this is an awful good-looking deal, but
Just right there, huh?
Right in that little old spot.
Rich black oil. Just oozing out of there.
Now, it just don't make sense, Grandpa. Where are you going to get $500 to put in this oil well?
Now, ain't you ever heard of taking a loan on a crop, Luke?
What? Well, now that's just ridiculous. Well, Grandpa, if that oil well fails, it means we lose half of next year's income. Now, that just don't make no sense. I can't let you do it.
Now, Luke, for 20 years, I've been wanting to get in on one of Claude's investments, but I never had the money. Now, this may be the last chance, and I just ain't going to pass it up.
Well, Grandpa, Claude's been in 100 different lines. They all fail.
That ain't so, Luke.
Oh, what about that mink farm, for example, huh? Yeah, that was another sure thing. All his talk about raising bigger mink just so you wouldn't have to use so many to make a coat.
That was a god-darn good idea. The only thing lacking was one big mink to start the ball rolling.
Good.
Get Mrs. Comstock and me a piece of cake.
No, I'll get it.
I'll get it, love. 2 lovely pieces of cake for 2 lovely ladies.
Oh.
You want the peach?
I always wanted to get in one of them investments of yours.
This is the time.
Yeah, what's all said then?
You bet.
Just imagine me being in oil. You want something, George?
Oh, I forgot my serviette.
We get our drilling started next week, we're going to be in good shape.
Good.
George, Mrs. Comstock and I are waiting for our cake.
Yeah, I'll have it drilled in a minute.
George, quit fiddling around with the cake. Cut yourself a good-sized piece. It's a good cake.
Why, Amos, I didn't see you sitting there. And speaking of cake, by a quirk of fate, I couldn't help hearing you mention oil.
Oil? Where?
Up in the valley. Claude here's going to bring in a gusher.
Is that right, Claude?
I'm sure hoping so, ma'am.
So that's what you've been talking about. That's very interesting, Claude.
Oil's always interesting. Amos, you in this?
Yep. I'm in it both feet.
Where'd you get the money, Amos?
Oh, I'm taking a load on next season's crop.
Next year?
My goodness, if you're doing that, it must be a certainty.
Oh, oil ain't never a certainty, ma'am. It can make you rich.
Rich.
I'd like to put some money in it, young man.
Grandpa, could I talk to you for a minute?
Not now, Luke.
Out in the
Talking
kitchen.
oil.
We can't expect Peppino to do everything, you know.
Excuse us.
Say, Claude, could you tell us more about it?
Well, sure. Come on over here. I'll show you.
What do you want me in here for?
Now, look, Grandpa, you putting money into this oil well's crazy enough.
Oil?
But getting our friends in, that's something else.
I ain't getting them in. If they want to go in, that's their business.
Now, just a doggone minute.
There you are, Amos. Now come back into the living room and tell us more about this wonderful oil of yours.
Oh, Miss Comstock.
I'd be delighted, Miss Comstock. Saved by an elderly belle.
Ain't you interested in these oil wells, Senor Luke?
Well, no, you see what...
Here, take this, because I am.
You consider it risky? Risky? Why, oil over here, oil over there, oil down here. Don't look risky to me.
Not to me either.
I'll give you a check right now for me and Flora.
I have to cash a few bonds. Only take me a day.
I'll call my lawyer nephew first thing in the morning.
Peppino, what about you?
I got all my money tied up in debts.
What's the matter, Claude?
Well, there ain't nothing the matter, Uncle Amos. It's just, well, I'm worried about them folk up in San Francisco. I kind of promised them.
Oh, Amos, tell them we're all friends. You and me's buddies, you know. Lodge members.
Yeah, Claude, you know, they are all my best friends. Yeah, sure, it'd be a shame to leave them out of this.
I guess it'll be all right. I tell you what, now that we're all in this together, we're going to call the first well that's drilled the McCoy #1.
McCoy number one. The McCoy. Come on, smile, Luke. The McCoys is moving up.
Up and over the hill to the poorhouse.
Howdy, Amos. Say, I'd like to borrow some peat moss. You know something? I'm putting in a new flower bed.
Well, help yourself, George. There's a quarter of a sack back in the corner.
Thanks, Amos. Well, I won't keep you from working. Say, by the way, Amos, you heard from that nephew of yours? Oh, not that I'm worried about my money or anything. I'm just inquiring about his health and how he's drilling. Feeling
fine? He's drilling fine, George.
You heard from him, huh?
No.
Then how do you know he's feeling and drilling?
No news is good news, George.
Yeah? Well, see you later.
George?
Huh?
How about the peat moss?
Yeah, help yourself anytime, Amos.
Now, Amanda, you've got to try and calm yourself. The main thing when you're waiting to hit oil is calmness all the time.
Grandpa, I just got a telegram on the phone. It's from Claude. That you can't read. Drilling started. Hit Cap Rock. This is good sign. We'll wire weekly progress report every Friday night. Keep fingers crossed, Claude.
Hey, here to wait for the telegram. See if you can scare up some coffee.
Yeah, sure thing.
Hello. Yeah, hold the phone. Luke, get a pencil and paper, will you? Yeah. Now, one ear at a time. Okay, Darren.
Oh, that doggone, I broke the point.
Using my pen.
Hit salt water. This good sign. Keep fingers crossed. Sign, Claude. There's good news for the book, ain't it?
Yeah, I always heard where salt water comes before oil.
He said it's a good sign.
It sounded dandy to me.
George?
Yeah, sounded fine to me, except that's two. Keep your fingers crossed in a row.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. That's just wire talk. Why, he could have said sincerely, but he still had 2 words coming at the 8-word rate.
I just hope next Friday's telegram says, hooray, hooray, found oil. Uncrossed fingers. Well, see you next Friday.
Okay. Good night.
It's midnight. Why don't you send the stockholders home to bed? No telegram's gonna come any more tonight.
It'll come, Luke. It'll come. Claude wouldn't let us down. Hello. Go ahead and you're in.
Grandpa, the phone didn't ring. I dropped a spoon.
Oh, my goodness, it's 12 o'clock. We'd better get home, George.
Yeah. Say, what about the telegram, the progress report?
Maybe there hasn't been any progress.
Now, Florrie.
You think there's any trouble, Abe?
Amended?
Well, maybe the whole thing just didn't work out, huh, Amos?
Now, everything's going to be all right. It's just possible he never sent no telegram on account of the hit oil. And the whole place is just one gooey mess. And
Now, look, folks, this ain't none of my business, but all of you hanging around worrying ain't going to help matters none. Maybe if y'all had a good night's sleep, things would look better to you in the morning. Excuse me. Maybe there's something in what Luke says.
I'll leave you know just as soon as the telegram comes. Everything's going to be fine, and you don't worry one bit now.
The fact that Claude's a McCoy is good enough for me. Good night, Amos.
Good night, Florrie.
I'm not going to worry, Amos. You knew what you was doing when you talked us into it.
We are sitting here till midnight waiting for your telegram. Am I going too fast for you, Luke?
No.
We all agreed we are not worried one bit. And speaking of bit, how's the drilling coming? Also, one stockholder would like to ask a question. Is there any market for salt water? Read that back to me, Luke.
Anxious to hear progress report what happened, signed Amos.
Good, Luke. You got me word for word. Luke, the telegram. Here, read it. Come on, open it up, open it up. I know he wouldn't leave us down. You know, it even smells oily.
Anxious to hear progress report. What happened, Amos?
Now, that's what I call... Come again, Luke?
Oh, Grandpa, this here's the telegram that you sent Claude. Somebody must have stuck it in that envelope and mailed it back to you.
Oh, I don't understand, Luke.
I guess that Claude ain't there no more.
Meaning what?
Meaning that the oil well didn't work out and he took off.
No. I just can't believe it. No.
Grandpa, there comes a time when a man just gotta believe what's squatting right at the end of his nose.
All our friends, George, Florrie, and all the rest of them, they had faith in us. It's up to us to make it right with them.
Well, wait a minute, Grandpa. You didn't talk them people into this oil business.
Now, Luke, our friends put money in a McCoy doing, and it's up to me to set it right. So, I want you to go into town and talk to them real estate people and see what they can get for this here farm.
Sell a farm? Oh, no. No, you can't do it, Grandpa. I won't let you. Now, that's plumb crazy.
Now, look, when you get as old as me, why, you'll realize that a clear conscience is worth more than all the money in the world.
But, Grandpa...
Do like I say, Luke. Get into town. Well, here comes the first one of the stockholders. He's here. We get the place up for sale. He wants to be in line to get his refund.
Howdy, Luke. Howdy, Amos.
Mr. McMichael, didn't take you long to get here.
As soon as we heard you were selling the place, I came right over.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Speaking for the stockholders, I got something to say.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Well, we want you to know, Amos, that we jumped into this oil deal with our eyes wide open. And you don't owe us a penny. And on top of that, Amos, me and Flores get a little set by, and it's yours for the asking to carry over.
Well, I don't know what to say, George, except thank you.
Forget it, Amos.
But we're still selling this farm. I'm going to pay back you folks every penny you invested. That's the way I want it.
No, Amos, we're just trying to...
Grandpa. Thank you.
Claude!
Hi. Well, this is one visit I'm looking forward to.
Now, wait a minute, Lou.
You had a lot of nerve coming back here after you. How do you?
Must be thousands.
The oil came in.
No, George, it was a dry hole.
Well, what about this?
Well, Las Vegas weren't a dry hole. You see, I was traveling back to try and explain to you folks, and I come into town. I was dead broke and, well, sick inside about losing your money, and I figured I had to give her one more try and get your money. So I come into this big gambling casino and...
What? You won this gambling?
Yeah, but seeing as how you was flat broke, how come you...
Remember this, Uncle Amos?
The gold piece, sure, but...
Remember what you told Pa? And what Pa told me? But I was never to use this unless it was a matter of life or death.
If you had all this money, how come you had to hitch a ride on a truck?
Oh, well, I quit as soon as I won enough to pay you all back. I didn't allow for no fare.
Claude, I don't know what to say.
Well, I got something to say, and I want to say it right to your face, too, Claude. You're a real McCoy.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, no.